Hi, I'm Kyle. It has come to everyone's attention that TVs are very hard to box and very hard to ship and move. So today we are going to show you how to properly box and transport your TV. As far as shipping and moving our TV boxes, one of the first things we want to think about is what size is our TV? Obviously, for an extra large or a larger TV like this, we're going to want an extra large TV box as such. When you think about different TV box sizes, you really don't need anything too large or too big. You just need a couple inches on either side for the padding that's eventually going to go around the TV when it goes into the box. So if you have a 60-inch TV, maybe 65, 70-inch box, but 70 is probably pushing it. You need to make sure that the TV box is properly secured, just as much as packing around the TV and making sure the TV itself is taken care of. If the box isn't properly put together, none of that matters. As you can see along the bottom here, they took great care into making sure that the box was not only secured a couple times, but numerous times all the way around the bottom. At the very end, as you can see, they went all the way around the outside of the box to tape all of the strips in place and make sure that none of the strips are getting loose. We want to make sure that the bottom of our box is as padded and comfortable for the TV as possible. Obviously, being in a truck and moving, whether it's a short distance or a long distance, there's going to be vibrations in the truck, and something so delicate as a TV, you don't want to be vibrated in any sort of manner. So what we're going to do is we have 3 pads here for such a large box. We are going to be laying these out lengthwise and then putting them lengthwise at the bottom of the TV box to make sure that we have more than enough padding when the TV does move around in the box as we're driving down the street. So we're just going to fold our blanket in a way that it would make sense to put it at the bottom of the TV box and do this to all 3 of the blankets. Now we have all of our blankets in our box. They're just generally laid in there in the bottom, so I'm going to get in there and jostle them around a little bit, get as even coverage as possible. What we're going to do now that our box is all set up and prepared is set up and prepare our TV. This next part is absolutely crucial because we're actually wrapping our TV. So obviously we're going to want to make sure we have plenty of blankets. Right now we only have 2. We're going to use probably more than 2. You put the outside down. Obviously this is more than enough space for our TV. So what we're going to be doing is taking the TV off the wall, putting it flat on the blanket, and then wrapping the blanket over the TV, making sure that we have full and complete coverage across the TV, the entire space, as far as removing TVs goes. So this one is a Phillips head, so all we need is a driver with a Phillips head screw. Yep. If you're gonna take your mount or your bracket or whatever you're using with you, you wanna make sure that you keep track of all of your hardware, all your screws, your nuts, your bolts. Keep them all together, put them in a piece of paper, wrap them in plastic, whatever you need to do. Do not lose those pieces of hardware. Now that your TV is down and on your pads, you want to make sure that you have clearance in the back to completely cover the bottom. We are going to take the front of the pad and pull it up over the TV. Pull it in the back, make sure it's nice and tight around the front. I'm going to grab a roll of tape to tape the blanket to the TV and make sure that as the blanket and TV are being moved around, the blanket has no chance of slipping off the TV. All right, so now that we have our TV wrapped, our last step is putting it in the box. So this is where, for this big TV, we're gonna need multiple hands. So we've got 2 guys on the TV, we've got 1 man manning the box, and he's gonna make sure that as we pick up the TV, we can slide it in the box effectively. Now that we have our TV in our box, we want to make sure that there's no wiggle room. Right now the TV can just freely move back and forth. We're going to put pads, the same mattress pads and blankets that we've been using, in front of the screen, behind the screen, and on the sides of the TV, so that again, when it's in the box, in the truck, there's no movement or anything like that. We put most of the blankets, the mattress pads behind the TV. Obviously that's the curved side, and so we want to fill in all that extra space, make sure that there's no jostling from behind, and then keeping the flat side on the flat side of the box in order to make sure that there's nothing in the box that's going to be tweaking the screen or anything like that. In the same vein and same idea, when we put it in the truck, we're going to put the screen side of the box towards the wall of the truck so that nothing in the truck has any possibility of puncturing the screen, right? When we patch up the box and everything, we're gonna write front on the front of the box and back on the back of the box, obviously to make sure that we keep ourselves aware when we move it into the truck, which is which. We're not gonna tape up the box. So just as we did on the bottom, and how we talked about before, we want to make sure we have nice even strips, tight strips all the way across the top, and then we're going to wrap it all together around. Don't forget to write the name, like I said, front, back, and obviously it says Fragile already. So most of these boxes you're going to purchase from us, they're going to have handles on the side, so it makes it really easy to be able to pick it up with yourself and another person, carry it out to your car or your truck, wherever you need it. All right, so now that it's against the wall, obviously this is the back. Our front is against the side of the truck. All we're gonna do is strap it into the truck and we're good to go. Now you know how to move your TV. If you like what you saw here, like, subscribe, comment, attention to detail moving, please look us up. If you have any questions or anything, please leave a comment. We would love to get back to you and let you know how to help solve anything you have in the future.